Hello everyone, and welcome to this 60-minute slow flow practice where we'll move through shifting our relationship with pain. And so a lot of time we experience pain in our bodies, and it's because energy is blocked above or below the sensation. And so when we can really shift our story around pain and why it's there and what has caused it to be there, and just recognize it as energy that's wanting to shift. And it's not necessarily a setback to have those sensations within our bodies. We are human beings, and every time we heal, new layers unravel and energies come up to be released, and in ways that they can come up can feel like blocks and tension and holding. And so this practice is all about helping to just shift our mindset and our embodied experience around pain. And so let's begin to come down onto our backs. And just coming into Shavasana to begin, letting the shoulders tuck under and taking a few deep breaths in through the nose. And exhale, side out. And inhale through the nose. And exhale to side out. And one more time here. Inhale through the nose. And exhale to side out. And just beginning to reach the arms overhead alongside the ears. And just rocking your shoulders side to side, rocking the hips side to side. And just feeling into some gentle movement. And then beginning to walk the feet to the bottom left corner of your mat, either keeping the ankles together or crossing your right ankle over the left and bringing your shoulders to the top left corner. Reaching your left wrist or left hand for your right wrist. And gently letting the shoulders soften as your right hip drops down. And let your body feel the support beneath you. Notice if the spine is really lifting tall, and see if you can feel the spine slowly dropping down towards the ground, lengthening your neck long. And when we can really show up within ourselves with full presence of where we are in the shape, of what's happening in the body in each shape, and really acknowledge all the sensations, so even the discomfort, we allow, with that acknowledgement, we allow the tension and the discomfort to infuse in with all the other sensations we're experiencing. And taking a few more deep breaths here. And then beginning to walk the feet back through center. Walk the head and shoulders and arms back through center, and just come back into a stretch here, taking a big inhale. And the full exhale. And then beginning to walk the feet over to the bottom right corner. And crossing your left ankle over right, optional. Keeping the hips at center and bringing your shoulders to the top right corner. Gently reaching for your left wrist with the right hand and letting your shoulders drop down, letting that left hip drop down. And coming into connection with the earth beneath us. So we always want to be resourcing our bodies, resourcing what is available as support, what is available to guide us towards expansion. So with the breath, always noticing expansion within, because when we can notice those places of good sensation, then we can tap into the discomfort with more, resource. And when we're able to meet the discomfort with more resource, then it's able to slowly emerge and dissolve. Because when we meet it with resource, then we're not so focused on having it shift, and we're actually accepting it for what it is. Energy wanting to shift. And gently coming back through center. Let's reach the arms and legs, taking a big inhale and a full exhale. And just letting the arms come alongside the body. You can bend the knees, landing the soles of the feet down, tucking the shoulders under, and take an exhale to lift the hips. And an inhale to slowly tap the hips down. Good. Let's go 2 more times. Exhale to lift the hips. And inhale to slowly tap the hips down. And 1 more time. Exhale to lift the hips. And staying lifted here, pressing into the soles of the feet, feeling gentle activation in the glutes and pressing into the back of the head. Root the backs of the shoulders down and place weight to the inner edges of the feet, creating a bit of internal rotation in the hips. And just breathing nice and deep here. Beginning to slowly curl the spine all the way down. Drawing the knees in towards the shoulders and just bringing the hands to the tops of the knees as you bring the big toes to touch. And let's take some gentle circles into your hips here. And allowing the breath to be fluid. And coming back together with the knees, and let's reverse our circles. And just feeling this nice opening that's happening in our hips. Maybe noticing any contraction or holding there as well. And just acknowledging all that is showing up, and then feeling the support underneath our sacrum, underneath our spine and shoulders and head. And beginning to draw the knees back towards your shoulders. Peace fingers come around the big toes, or you reach for the outer edges of the feet, lifting the soles of the feet high and letting the shoulders soften. And it might feel good to take some gentle movements as you bend one knee and then bend and extend the other knee. Maybe moving side to side here, or maybe doing both at the same time. Coming into connection with the openness in your heart as you roll your shoulders back and down. And then feeling any contraction in the hips, any tension in the hips, maybe also in the backs of the knees, the hamstrings. And then feeling that and then titrating back to the expansion in your chest. And so how we shift this pattern of separation is by moving from one sensation to the other nice and slowly with awareness. So we want to stay connected to the expansion, to the resource places within ourselves. And then we can move into the tension with that resource place without going too deep into it. And then we can come back to the resource place. And when we do that, and we'll do that throughout the whole practice, but in that is allowing the tension to really emerge in a natural way and in a very supportive way. Then beginning to bring the inner edges of the feet together. Let's bring the knees together. Bring the hands around the backs of the thighs, and as you exhale, rock and roll along the spine. Coming all the way up to a seat, crossing your left shin over right. And as you inhale, let's reach the arms high, lift your gaze. And exhale, twisting to the left, bringing your right hand to left knee. Take an inhale to lengthen and an exhale to deepen the twist. Let your right shoulder soften and feel both of your sit bones rooted down. And stay connected with your stable flow of breath. And as you inhale, begin to reach the arms back through center. Lift your gaze. And exhale, twisting to the right. Take an inhale to lengthen the spine and an exhale to deepen the twist. And let your sit bones soften down. Let your right shoulder soften. And let the jaw be soft. Good. And as you inhale, reach the arms through center. Lift your gaze. Exhale, bring your hands to heart. And let's shift to have your right shin in front of left. We'll do that twist one more time, evening it out. Inhale, reaching the arms high. And exhale, twisting over to the left. Take an inhale to lengthen, roll the shoulders back, and exhale to soften into it, finding that even rooted position of your sit bones, feeling the earth rising up to meet you. And as you inhale, reach the arms through center, lift your gaze. And exhale, twisting to the right. Take an inhale to lengthen the spine and an exhale to soften into the twist. Slow the breath. And as you inhale, reach the arms through center, lift your gaze. Exhale, bring your hands to heart. Let's begin to shift onto hands and knees, coming into a tabletop position. Spreading your fingers wide, tucking the toes. On the inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, roll your shoulders back, open the chest. And exhale, scoop your tailbone, press the earth away, gaze to your navel. Just moving back and forth here, nice and slowly, feeling the spine awakening, feeling the spine releasing as you draw awareness from one vertebrae to the other. Grounding into the knuckles. And pressing down with the hands, really feeling the connection of your hands to the ground beneath you. And then beginning to come back through a neutral spine, lengthen your neck long. Begin to take some shoulder circles, rolling the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And gently drawing the low ribs towards the pelvis. Keeping the breath moving nice and fluidly here. And then beginning to come back through center, pressing the palms down, and let's reverse the direction of the circle. So the elbows will stay straight, and we're just getting this nice movement into the scapula here. And just noticing how your neck feels, maybe there's holding there. And then coming back to the awareness of the space that's being created in the shoulders. And just moving back and forth from maybe wherever you're feeling the tension. Maybe it's not in the neck, maybe it's elsewhere. And then moving back to the space being created in the shoulders. Good, and then coming back through center. Begin to exhale, tuck the chin, and slowly turn your gaze over your left shoulder. Take an inhale in. And exhale to lower down, coming through center. And let's draw the gaze over the right shoulder. Take an inhale in. And exhale, coming through center. Let's go 2 more times like that. So inhale, draw the neck over the left shoulder, breathing in and just noticing what is showing up. Just letting the sensations be as they are, really feeling the stability in your shoulders as you press down with the hands. Noticing that stability in the body. And then we'll go 1 more time, inhaling over to the left. And letting the gaze come down through center and inhaling over to the right. And letting the gaze come down through center. Nice work. Let's begin to walk the hands forward and land the third eye down, creating this nice opening across the chest. You can press the tops of the feet down. Gentle tuck of the low ribs and push forward with the hands, feeling the shoulders stabilize and noticing expansion across the chest. And then feel your third eye soften down into the ground, right between the eyebrows. And if the head doesn't make it down, that's okay. Just keep the neck long. And maybe just rock the ears side to side in between the biceps, wherever you are. Try to let the jaw soften, letting the tongue float in the mouth. Push into the soles of the feet and take a few more breaths here. As you inhale, begin to lengthen the spine. Rise up with the back of the head and walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Pushing down into the ground, we're getting this nice stability in the shoulders. Extend the right leg back long and just rock back and forth on the right toes. Getting this nice stretch in the right calf. Continuing to stay with your breath. Good, and then beginning to float that right leg, bend the knee, and take some gentle circles into that right hip. Moving nice and slow, even pressures through both hands so we're not dumping weight over to the left. And you're feeling this opening in that right hip. We're just strengthening the right hip with this slow motion here. And then beginning to draw the right knee towards the right elbow. Sole of the foot will come to the outer edge of your right hand. Tuck your left toes, lift the knee, and shift back on the toes to lower down, getting this opening on the front of your left hip flexor. Come onto the top of your left foot, or you can keep the toes tucked and just begin to bend and extend your right knee. And just giving our bodies time to trust the shape before we get too deep into it. Maybe noticing a bit of release on the back of your right knee as we move back and forth here. Resourcing our bodies and then beginning to bend back into that right knee. Press into the palms. You're coming into your lizard lunge, Uttanapristhasana. Roll the shoulders back and slow your breathing here. And just allowing the breath to be steady, to be fluid. Noticing what's showing up in the hips and then noticing where you're feeling expansion within yourself as well. And just moving back and forth between the sensation of expansion and maybe discomfort in the hips. Letting your body take any micro movements, any micro adjustments as you stay fully present and aware. Not resisting any adjustments or intuitive movements that your body wants to do, but just dropping into the sensation of the body and letting it guide your practice here, letting it take the lead, letting it speak and voice its truth through the sensations and the gentle movements that it brings up. And then beginning to come down onto the forearms. If that's in your practice, we'll take 5 more breaths wherever you are. So if you're coming down, just making sure that the spine is long. So we're not coming down into a rounded shape. The spine is long. You're grounding onto the hands and you're staying with your breath here. And see if you can let both shoulders soften. Feel the earth underneath the sole of that right foot. Feel your spine lengthening. Then if you're on the forearms, you can pivot your left forearm parallel to the top edge of the mat and begin to reach your right arm high. Gaze up to right fingertips, or you can bring, if you're on the hands, your left palm comes down. You're coming into a twist. Press into your left forearm and open the heart to the right. Take a big inhale. And an exhale to lower that right hand down. Come onto your hands if you're not there already, and just begin to heel toe your right foot to your left thumb. Good. And then beginning to tap that right knee down towards the ground any amount. It doesn't have to come down. We're just dropping it any amount and then lifting up. And then just creating this nice mobility in that right hip before we come into our pigeon pose. So noticing this opening, keep pressing down with the palms to create that embodiment of stability. Feel the expansion of your breath. And then let's begin to lower the right knee, coming into your pigeon variation. So you can either keep your right shin parallel to the top of the mat, or you're angling the shin and pointing the right toes. So wherever you are, finding your variation and then beginning to press down into the outer edge of that right knee, creating a bit of activation in the hip. And you'll notice discomfort in that right hip, and let it be what it is without trying to shift the sensation. And then notice the support. So feel the ground underneath your right sit bone. Feel your left hip drawing towards your right heel. Let your shoulders soften. And let the breath be stable. And then move back and forth. Where do you feel that expansion in your body? Could be anywhere. It could be in the toes. It could be in the heart space. Where do you feel that embodiment? And sometimes we want to think with the mind, but it's actually just the feeling. Where do we feel that embodiment? And just draw your awareness there. And then draw your awareness back to the discomfort. Maybe it's in the hips or the low back, but then titrate back and forth. And it's that titration that shifts the pattern of duality. And staying with the breath for a few more breaths. Good, and then beginning to come up onto the sole of that right foot, moving nice and slow, heel-toeing that right foot to center. You're coming into a low lunge. Roll your shoulders back. Staying here for 5 breaths. You'll now feel a deeper opening on the front of your left hip flexor. Roll your shoulders back and let your left knee and shin be supported. Maybe feel a bit of activation in your left glute. So anytime we feel tension or stretching in one part, we want to support so we're not dropping weight into that part or leaning too much into the opening of it. We want to be supported as well as feel the opening. So always working with that resource, because when we can resource ourselves, then we're able to meet whatever is arising with us with more love, with more compassion, with more safety. And it's what that tension, what the holding is needing is to be met with those energies. Okay, let's ground into the left palm and reach your right arm high. Big inhale. And exhale, lower your right hand down. Begin to tuck your left toes, lift the knee, and step back to plank pose. Lift the hips back and up for downward facing dog, and just begin to bend one knee and the other as you press forward with both hands. And beginning to soften in your downward facing dog and turn your biceps outward. Slow your breathing. Beginning to lower to the knees. Take an inhale to your cow. Lifting the tailbone, drop the belly. Roll the shoulders back and open the heart. And exhale to your cat. Press the earth away. Gaze to navel. Inhale, come through neutral spine. Let's extend your left leg back long. And just beginning to rock back and forth on the left calf. Feeling gentle opening. Feeling fluidity with your breathing. Then beginning to hover that left leg. Begin to bend the knee. Begin to take some slow circles into that left hip. And pressing evenly into both hands. Letting the breath move fluidly and just feeling that space being created in that left hip with each movement. Feeling strength building to support. And then beginning to slowly draw that left knee forward. You're bringing the foot to land on the outer edge of your left hand. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee and shift back to lower down. Roll your shoulders back and come on to the top of your right foot, or you can keep the toes tucked. And then just begin to extend and bend your left knee. Moving nice and slow here. Extending and bending your left knee, feeling a bit more opening on that left hamstring and left back of your left knee joint. And then beginning to bend into your left knee, coming into your Uttanapristhasana, and just feeling that nice deep stretch in the hips here. And remembering your breath is your guide, so anytime the breath becomes restricted, just ease off and give yourself a bit more space. And that just means your body needs to have a bit more support to trust in the shape more. And it doesn't mean that you can't get deeper, but how we truly go deeper in our practice and build that deeper strength and opening within our bodies is by moving from a resource place. And that helps to avoid injury, it helps to alleviate pain, and it allows us to move forward from a place of abundance, from a place of vitality and strength. And when we're moving forwards from that place, we're really embodying those sensations within us, then we're attracting that also in our outer worlds. So if you did so on the other side, you can come down onto the forearms, or you can stay on the hands. We'll stay for 5 more slow, deep breaths here. And just notice if weight is coming from one side to the other, and try to get even weight distribution on both forearms. Lengthening the spine long, keeping the shoulders rolling back, feeling expansion in the chest or wherever else in the body you're feeling that expansion. And then beginning to bring your right forearm parallel to the top edge of the mat. Let's reach your left arm high. Big inhale, gazing up to left fingertips. And exhale, lowering that left hand down. Coming on to both hands, if you're not there already. And then you're heel toeing that left foot to center. All the way over to your right thumb. And then beginning to tap that left knee down any amount and lift. And tapping and lifting. And the knee doesn't have to come down all the way. Just any amount that feels good, and use your hands to really press into the ground. Dropping your left knee down, coming into a pigeon variation, either bringing your left shin at an angle, pointing the toes, or you're keeping it parallel to the top edge of your mat. Slow your breathing. And we're staying upright here in our pigeon, pressing the outer edge of your left knee down, rolling the shoulders back, and drawing your right hip towards your left heel. And noticing what your breath is doing, coming back to the stability of your breath. And see if you can let the shoulders soften by feeling the ground underneath your left sit bone. Maybe feel that softening in your left hip as your left sit bone relaxes down. And then feel the activation. You're still pressing your left knee down. Last few breaths here. And beginning to come up onto the sole of that left foot. As you heel toe the foot to center, bring your hands to frame on either side of that left foot. So you're coming into a low lunge, roll your shoulders back. And just beginning to stay here. And feeling this deeper opening on the front of your right hip flexor. Think of lengthening the spine, keeping your shoulders rolling back, your chest is open. Your breath continues to move fluidly in through the nose, out through the nose. Beginning to root both hands down. Let's actually ground the right palm and inhale, reach the left arm high. Gaze up to left fingertips, push into your right hand so you're creating that stability and opening through the chest. Notice the sensations as well in the hips. And then come back to the strength and stability in shoulders and chest, and exhale, lower that left hand down. Let's tuck the right toes, lift the knee, and slowly slide that left foot back into plank pose. Lift the hips back and up for downward facing dog. Bending one knee and the other to pedal it out. Lengthening the thumbs long and grounding into all 10 knuckles. And as you inhale, begin to ripple forward to your plank. Let's lower to the right knee. Angle your right shin out and come onto the inner edge of your left foot as you sweep your left arm alongside your ear. Reach your left fingertips forward and press back to the outer edge of your left foot while pushing into your right hand. Breathing nice and deep. Try to soften in that left shoulder. And exhale, we're lowering the left hand down. Begin to come onto your left toes and lift the right knee. Draw the right knee forward and land the foot between your hands. Pivot your left heel down and cartwheel the arms up into your warrior two. Beginning to straighten that right knee, arms reach high, lift through the sides of the waist, and exhale, warrior two. Let's go two more like this. Rooting to rise, big inhale. Exhale, warrior two. And one more here. Inhale, reaching high. And exhale, warrior two. Good. Beginning to cartwheel the hands down. Pivot off your left heel and heel toe that right. Lower to that left knee and we'll stay here in our lizard lunge. We've been here before. Grounding into your left palm, let's reach that right arm high, big inhale. Reach the right arm back behind as you draw your left heel in, reaching for your left ankle. Push your left palm down and open your heart more to the right. Soften your right shoulder. Keep breathing nice and deep here. Keeping the breath moving, feeling the earth beneath you, feeling the sensations deep in the hips. Good. Let's lower that left leg, reach that right arm high, and land the hand to the outer edge of your right foot. Let's heel toe that right foot to your left thumb. We'll come back into our pigeon. So lower to that right knee. Begin to shift back on the left knee, maybe come onto the top of the left foot. Lengthening the spine tall, slow the breath, and begin to slowly melt forward over that right shin. Coming onto the forearms. Coming into your deeper variation of pigeon as we prepared ourselves before. We resourced ourselves to be able to deepen. Let your shoulders relax down the back and let yourself feel the ground beneath you. Notice any sensations coming up in that right hip and then titrate back to a place within yourself that feels resourced, that feels expansive. And keeping the breath moving nice and fluidly. I'm feeling that left knee supported. Feeling the spine lengthening. Let's begin to exhale, tuck the chin. And slowly draw it over to that left shoulder. Take an inhale in. And exhale to let the chin come down and slowly draw it over to that right shoulder. Couple more times here. Exhale, chin comes down. And inhale over to the left shoulder. And exhale, chin comes down. And inhale over to the right shoulder. We'll go one more time here. Keep letting your right sit bone drop down into the ground. Last time here, over to the right. And exhale, lower. Beginning to curl your spine up. Come onto the hands. Let's tuck the left toes, lift the knee, press into the palms, and slowly step back to your downward facing dog. Might feel good to just rock the hips from side to side. Moving nice and slowly here. Let's reach that right leg high. And just begin to bend the right knee and stack your hip over left as you press the hands forward. Even rooted pressure on the palms. And slowly lower that right foot down. Good. Begin to inhale, ripple forward to your plank. Let's lower to the left knee. Angle the left shin out. Come onto the inner edge of your right foot and sweep your right arm alongside your ear, pressing into your left palm. Big inhale, getting this nice opening along the right side of your body. Keep your breath moving here. Keep the chest opening and keep rooting into that left hand, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Good. As you exhale, slowly coming through center, lowering that right hand down. You can bring your left heel back behind the knee. Tuck the right toes, lift that left knee, and step forward with the left foot between the hands. Begin to rise up into your high lunge. And open up to your warrior two, pivoting that right heel down. Beginning to extend your left knee, arms reach high. Big inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, root to rise. And exhale, warrior two. And one more time here. Inhale, reaching high. And exhale, warrior two, settling here for a few breaths, feeling the strength of this shape. Good. And just begin to relax the wrists and wiggle the fingers. Begin to cartwheel the hands forward and down. Pivot off your right heel and heel toe that left edge of your mat. So you're coming back into your lizard lunge. We have been here before. Slowly lowering your right knee. And just notice the different sensations in the hips the second time round after creating stability, after creating that movement of similar, deeper variation. Let's inhale, begin to reach your left arm high, press into your right hand. Reach that left arm back behind as you draw your right heel to glute, keeping the chest open, rolling your shoulders back. And feeling what's happening in the hips. And then also maybe noticing expansion in the heart. Moving back and forth between the two, feeling your right hand grounding you down. And begin to inhale, reach your left arm high, and land the palm down. Let's heel toe that left foot to your right thumb. And begin to lower that left knee down into your pigeon variation. So you can choose where you want to keep that left shin, either parallel or coming at an angle. This time we're shifting back on the right knee and then staying here or coming down into your pigeon shape on the forearms. And we will be here, allowing ourselves to drop in a little deeper. Continuing to breathe and feel the ground beneath you. Feel the support under that left sit bone. Keep the chest expanding open. So anytime we tend to feel pain or contraction in the body, it's like we want to roll into it. And sometimes it's good when there's a lot of it. Sometimes it's good to really contract into it in a different way. But when we're rolling into it because it feels like it's so intense, that's when we just need to rise up a bit more and lengthen the spine to create more opening for the breath to move fluidly. So just noticing what's happening in your body, as the shape can be quite intense on the hips, and the sensations are just energy wanting to shift. And so recognizing that for what it is, and then rolling the shoulders back, keeping the heart open, knowing there can be expansion amongst the tension. There can be support amongst the tension. There can be both. And beginning to come up onto the hands, nice and slow. Tuck your right toes, lift the knee, and slowly draw that left foot back to your downward facing dog. Bending one knee and the other. Those hips are really feeling it. Bringing your big toes to touch, grounding into the knuckles. Let's inhale, reach your left leg high. Begin to bend the knee and stack your hip over right. Dropping your left shoulder down, slowing the breath. Good, and as you exhale, lower that left leg down. Gaze to your thumbs. Bend the knees and slowly make your way to your hands. Let's lengthen halfway, so either bringing hands to shins or fingertips on the earth. Lengthen halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Reach for opposite elbows. Let your head and neck be heavy. Bring the weight to the inner edges of the feet. Let your shoulders soften. And just maybe taking any gentle, intuitive movements that your body wants to take here in this shape. And those are always welcome in the practice, any intuitive movements. Letting the body really speak what it needs to. A lot of the time, too, when we have pain, it's because we're not listening to our bodies. And so this is really helping us to drop in, listening to our bodies, letting our bodies move in the natural way that it wants to, in the intuitive way that it wants to, so it can release whatever is ready to be released. Let's release the hands, bend the knees, and come on to your sit bones. Pressing the hips back. You can just ground the soles of the feet. Let's inhale, reach the arms high, lift up through the sides of the waist, and exhale, twisting to the left. Reach back with the back of your hands and stretch your arms in opposition. You'll feel activation, especially on the back of the left shoulder. And then begin to bring your left hand behind. Let's draw the heels back and then lift the hips as you reach your right arm high. Good. Press into that left palm. And exhale, come through center. Lower the hips down. You can just draw the feet out for this next twist. As you inhale, reach the arms high. And exhale over to the right. This time you'll feel more activation on the back of your right shoulder. Arms stretch apart and then back of hands press back. Slow your breathing. Lift your spine tall. And then begin to ground your right palm. Draw the feet back slightly. Press your right hand down. Lift your hips and reach your left arm high. Engage your glutes. Root into your right thumb and index knuckle. And exhale to lower the hips. Sweep your right arm forward. You can press the feet forward. And then beginning to scoop your tailbone. Slowly curl all the way onto your back. Tucking your shoulders under. Beginning to draw the feet back, and let's reach that right leg high, pointing the toes. Just begin to take some gentle circles into that right ankle. And bring weight to the inner edge of your left foot. And then begin to reverse the direction of your circles. And beginning to flex your right toes to your face and cross the ankle over your left thigh. Press your right knee forward, coming into a figure 4 shape. So you can either choose to stay here or draw your left knee in. Hands come around the back of the thigh or the left shin. And feel activation in this shape. Think of really drawing your right knee forward to create that opening, and use the force of your right ankle against your left thigh. Creating activation as well as opening. Breathe into that right hip and roll the shoulders back. The shoulders might want to crunch up, so think of letting the shoulders soften down. Feel the ground on the back of your shoulders here. And then beginning to slowly lower that left foot down and draw your right foot over to the left as you cactus your right arm. So you're coming into a bit of a twist here. Right palm is facing up towards the sky. And your right knee is still drawing forward any amount. Press into the back of the head and let your shoulders drop down the back. And then notice the support on the back of your shoulders. See if you can soften underneath your left side and notice how that maybe shifts a bit of what's happening on the right. So we're feeling the support beneath us. We're feeling openness across the chest. We're maybe noticing a bit of tension on that right side or anywhere else in the body. Noticing it and welcoming it in and staying with it. And staying present with it. And then once you've felt the tension for a bit, then you can move back into the expansion around the heart space. Eventually feeling the two sensations beginning to move and merge towards each other. Okay, let's begin to stay in this shape, but we'll lift the right foot and slowly internally rotate the right knee down so it's coming to land down. And then your sole of the left foot will come towards the right knee and you're cactusing both arms. So now we're getting a nice stretch on the front of that right hip flexor. Cactusing both arms, your gaze can come over that right shoulder. And the tailbone gently tucks here. And just let your right ear be heavy on the ground, be heavy on the mat. Continue to drop your shoulders down. Notice if the spine really wants to lift and see if you can continue to feel the spine meeting down towards the earth a bit more. And then letting your sit bones root, letting the knees soften. Noticing with awareness when we can draw awareness to all parts of our body that are connecting with support. Then the body continues to soften, but sometimes even if the body is connected to support and we're not drawing the mind there, our awareness there, then then the body doesn't know until we really focus that full mind-body connection. Drawing your gaze through center, let's land the soles of the feet down and heel toe the feet back hip width. You can re-lift your hips to recenter them if they've shifted to the right. And then you're bringing your left leg up. And you can bring your arms back alongside your body. Fingertips come towards the bottom of your mat and just point the left toes and take some circles into that left ankle. And then beginning to reverse your circles. And keeping weight to the inner edge of that right foot. Let's begin to flex the left toes and cross the ankle over your right thigh, pressing your left knee forward. And slowing your breathing here. An option to draw that right knee in. You can bring hands around the right shin or back of the right thigh, or you can stay with that right foot on the ground. Roll your shoulders back wherever you are, and then feel the back of your shoulders and your spine connecting with the ground, connecting with the earth. Keep your breath steady here, moving nice and slowly. And then beginning to release from that right thigh. And let your left foot come all the way over to the right as you slowly cactus the arms. And tuck your shoulders under. And then think of drawing that left knee forward, and then feel the back of your head and your shoulders softening down into the ground. Let yourself notice that support and feel that support. And then as you can feel it, maybe you feel the spine slowly dropping down. The jaw is softening. The breath is deepening into the belly. Maybe your gaze turns over that left shoulder. And just letting that right shoulder drop down, coming back to your steady flow of breath. Noticing if there's holding in that left hip and just noticing that, and then feeling the support under that right hip. And if the gaze is turned over that left shoulder, drawing it back through center, let's begin to slowly lift that left heel off the mat and then internally rotate your left knee, landing the knee down as you bring the sole of your right foot to your left thigh. Coming into this deeper supine twist, so you're getting a nice opening on the front of your left hip flexor. Gaze can be up, or you're turning it over that left shoulder. And just feeling the shoulders soften again. Feeling your fingernails root down, the palms are turning up towards the sky. Noticing what your breath is doing. Where do you feel expansion and a sense of calm and tranquility within your body? Drawing your awareness there, and then where do you notice holding or tension anywhere in your body? Remembering not making the tension wrong, just recognizing it as a part that holds wisdom and deep truth. And just another layer, ready to shift, another opportunity for growth and expansion. When we can shift the way we look at things, the things we look at shift. Allowing us to move forwards from a place of deep love and compassion and acceptance. Draw your gaze back to center, lift the knees high, and then begin to heel toe your feet back hip width. You can lift the hips to recenter them. Bring the arms alongside your body and we'll come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Just letting your whole body completely soften and surrender down into this moment, letting your practice fully integrate and just honoring this time on your mat, this time that you gave yourself. Feeling the back of your head held, feeling the back of your shoulders and arms supported. Feeling the spine naturally dropping its way down towards the ground. All the way, feeling your hips, the back of the hips rooted and the back of the legs, all the way down into the heels. Continue to breathe in through the nose. And just feeling the back of your thighs softening. Just letting yourself be in this stillness while also being in full presence and awareness. And allowing the body to really, if it needs to take any micro shakes or anything in the head or the neck or the shoulders or the body just needs to shake, just let it do that. Recognize it's releasing any holding, any stuckness. It's letting go of anything that's not serving your higher path for this day and forward. Just let that shift and move out of your body. We come into Shavasana to be present and allow the work of our practice to integrate, but if the body needs to have these natural intuitive movements, allow it. That is a part of integration. And that is a part of release and healing and letting go. So just let the body do what it needs to do. And if stillness is what it's feeling, then that's amazing too. You're welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need. If you're ready to move, you can open the eyes and just let your gaze gently shift around the space. Bending one knee and the other as you turn over onto your left side into a fetal position. And just softening down for a couple breaths, taking a deep inhale in. Full exhale out. One more time, inhale in. And full exhale out. Beginning to extend your top leg long as you press yourself up onto your sit bones. Coming into a seated position to close, or if you're still staying in your Shavasana, that's okay too. You can close there. Thank you for showing up for this practice and being a part of this practice. And I hope that you feel more connected and more whole within yourself, and like you have shifted your relationship to all the sensations in your body to really acknowledge all that is within you, which is perfect and whole and expansive. Namaste.